Hello everyone, welcome to Stormers. Today in this topic we will discuss about a very important issue that is happening in the United States of America. We are seeing layoffs in the tech industries all throughout many companies. So we will discuss what are some of the options for internationals, how they should protect themselves in this sort of environment. The reason this topic is very important because I faced a similar situation like this in the initial career of my life. It was not like a layoff situation, but many internationals know I came here to do a master's in the United States and I was working in an OPT visa. So what happened was in the first 1 year I was working for a city, but I did not know at that time that it wasn't an e-verified company. So I almost finished up my 1 year period. So I was like at my ninth month or 10th month when I came to know it was not a e-verified city, was not e-verified at that point of time. So I will not be able to extend my STEM OPT visa. So basically what happened was I had only like I have to resign after like 2 months. So I had like 2 months, 2 more months of time to find another job. So I know how much stressful in that the situation can be. Uh, I have experienced that firsthand. So what I would suggest, like if anybody of you in the IT sector, tech sector are facing situations like this, so what are your best options? What you should do? So number one, I think it's very obvious when you get laid off, for sure, reach your immediate network, like who you work with, who was your previous employers. If you had, if you have done masters in this country, you might have some network in your college, right, in your university. So first task is to reach your immediate network. You will get the maximum benefit from your immediate network. So number two, what will be your second task? Number two, what you can do is, for obvious, I know this is also pretty certain everybody will do. When you apply job, try to apply job between 9 to 5 in that period, because you are most productive most of all the days or most of the days during that time period. So try to be professional even while applying your job, like apply all your jobs from 9 to 5. So that is what I would suggest. And I know the reason I'm discussing this topic is I know that given enough amount of time, like let's say if you are given like 6 months of time, or like say or at least 4 months of time, I know everybody of you will get a job. The reason is you are enough qualified. You came to United States, you have worked for top brands, top companies United States. So I can understand it's not a big deal for you people to get a job in 4 to 6 months. But since the time period is restrained for international, that you have to find a job only within 2 months of time, so that's why I thought of making this video, just to give you some backup options, what you can do, how to prepare. Okay, so number one and number two I already discussed, like you reach your immediate network, apply jobs from 9 to 5. Number three, which is the most important to keep a backup option, is I think it is a good idea to use the option of CPT visa, day one CPT visa. So there are some legal ethical universities in United States who provide this option of day one CPT visa. So I think it's a very good idea to use that option. uh, so at least you can apply to those colleges as a backup option. And like then you can, if you are in H1B, then you can transfer to your visa to F1 and start working on a CPT visa, right? And then you can eventually change it back to H1. And if you are in F1, then it's fine, you can do the same thing and be at F1 and work in a CPT visa and then apply for your H1B. So it goes like the same way, right? So I think this is a good option, day one CPT visa. For few colleges do offer, I know of some names, but I do not want to push one college or anything like that. But please do your own research, which are some of the legitimate colleges in United States who provide day one CPT visa. The number four options for technical people, and even if some people have lost their jobs from non-tech background but engineering background, uh, there are some legal IT consultancies which where you can work for a few months. Let's say you work for a project on 3 to 6 months, and after that you can, within that time frame, you apply to more direct employment companies and you can get a direct hire. So that will be my fourth recommendation. But obviously there are some IT companies which I think you guys already know, they do not do their practice ethically, so you should avoid those for sure. But please do your due diligence even on this part. So apart from reaching out to immediate network and uh, applying jobs 9 to 5, I would say the other two options are day one CPT visa colleges, and the other is IT consultancies which work on projects, right, which can hire you on project wise. uh, the other option, like, which you can think of, if this is only when, if you have already thought of it before, which is going for a proper masters. And if you already did a masters here, then you can go for a proper PhD, maybe if you are a little bit young. So this actually, I thought of this option, and I went through this process. When I was at that time as a backup, I applied for PhD, right, and I got accepted eventually to a PhD program. But still, before that, I got a job offer which I really liked. So after that, I went to the job only. I didn't pursue that PhD option, but I got that PhD offer as a backup. So this thing you can do, if you have already thought, because PhD, I don't think everybody should go for it. You should have some academic bent of mind, interest, some research interest. You need to have it, because otherwise it will be a very painful process. But for masters, I think you can do a masters if you want to. Like, it will take, but you can only. But I would suggest do a proper masters if you have only done a bachelor's before in United States. Because if you have already done a masters in United States and you go for another masters, then you will get the CPT visa, but you won't be eligible for OPT visa, right? So if you have done a bachelor's in United States before, yes, masters is a very good options. You can go for a masters. Or if you have directly come to United States on an H1 visa and have never done a masters here, right, you only did a bachelor's in India or anywhere else in the world, and you directly came here on a uh, work visa, then yes, masters can be a good option for you. So these are some of the options which I think can kind of give you that backup peace of mind, that and will give you some time frame to organize yourself. So that's it for today, and I hope you guys get out of the situation strong. uh, Thank you so much, wish you all the best.